Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Welcome to UMT Massive Open Online Course. I am Dr. Ahmad Nazif and my friend Dr. Muhammad Al-Amin, your lecturer for today. In the previous lecture, you have been introduced to the classification of chemicals. Today, let us look into the storage, labeling and handling of chemicals. At the end of this topic, it is expected that all students will be able to understand the general guidelines for chemical storage, to store the chemical properly, to label the chemicals based on GHS system, and to handle hazardous chemicals properly. For this session, we will have a look in details on chemical storage guidelines and procedures, chemical labeling based on GHS system, and chemical handling procedures. The safe storage of hazardous chemicals is an essential part of environmental health and safety program. Chemical storage facilities must meet certain minimum standards to satisfy diverse regulations such as those of OSHA, local sanitary district, and the fire code. Hazardous chemicals that are being improperly stored in the warehouse are capable of causing fire or explosion or of producing injury by inhalation, skin or eye contact, or by ingestion. Before you store your chemicals, you must refer to the available chemical storage guideline in your laboratory. UMT has provided a proper guideline for chemical storage. The 9 principles of safe chemical storage are: label chemicals properly, especially carcinogens, look at the signage and find their compatibility groups. Storage of liquid chemicals is more hazardous than storage of solids. Put the chemicals away from sunlight and heat. Do not place it on bench top. Do not place it in the fume hood. Do not arrange in alphabetical order. Do not store under the sink. And return chemicals to its location after each use. You must beware. Do not store chemicals in large breakable containers, particularly of liquids. Store your chemicals below shoulder height in accessible shelf storage, and items in cabinets should be stored on trays. Besides that, to reduce risks associated with the chemicals, minimize quantities, maintain good housekeeping, and maintain good stock control. For storing purposes, chemicals are being divided into 9 compatible groups. The purpose of the grouping are to protect flammables from explosion and ignition, to minimize the potential of exposure to poisons or causing adverse effects, and to segregate incompatible compounds to prevent their accidental mixing. Accidents may occur via spills, residues, earthquakes, fires, or human error. Chemical groups are used to categorize storage when separating chemicals for compatibility. For example, Group 1 is for flammable liquids. To prevent from ignition, flammable liquids should be stored in an approved flammable storage cabinet. Containers less than 1 liter can be stored in explosion-proof or intrinsically safe refrigerators and freezers. Examples of flammable liquids are alcohols, acetone, acetonitrile, benzene, ether, ethyl acetate, hexane, all silanes, toluene, and etc. You may find a detailed description on the remaining chemical groups in this guideline.
All hazardous chemicals must be clearly labeled for the benefit of current users, emergency personnel, and future uses. Unknown chemicals can be expensive to dispose. So, how manufacturers label their chemicals? All manufacturers need to comply to the Occupational Safety and Health Regulation 2013 for classification, labeling, and safety data sheet of hazardous chemical. This Act stipulates the duties of suppliers to classify chemicals according to their hazardous properties, pack them into appropriate containers, label the containers with prescribed information, and accompany the chemical with an information sheet known as the Chemical Safety Data Sheet, CSDS, or Material Safety Data Sheet, MSDS. Chemicals are labeled according to globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals, or GSS. The aim of GSS are to ensure the information on physical hazards and toxicity from chemicals is available in order to enhance the protection of human health and the environment during handling, transport, and the use of these chemicals. Chemicals are labeled according to globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals, or GSS. The aim of GSS are to ensure that information on physical hazards and toxicity from chemicals is available in order to enhance the protection of human health and the environment during handling, transport, and use of these chemicals. A GSS label must have the following information: identification of products, signal words, either danger or warning, pictograms, hazard statements, precautionary statements, and supplier information. This label should be placed clearly on chemicals containers. Examples of GSS pictograms are as follows: explosive, toxic substance, corrosive, health hazard, irritant, compressed gas, oxidizer, flammable.
Hazardous chemical means any chemical which is a physical hazard or a health hazard which may present an immediate or long-term injury or illness to people. The safe handling practice can minimize your risk while working with chemical substances. In handling chemicals, follow all established procedures. Read labels and the Material Safety Data Sheet, MSDS, before using any material to make sure you understand hazards and precautions. Always use required PPE and inspect it carefully before each use to make sure it is safe to use. Be cautious and plan ahead. Use all materials solely for their intended purpose. Store all materials properly, separate incompatibles, and store in ventilated, dry, cool areas. Keep you and your work area clean. Clean your work surfaces at least once a shift so that contamination risks are minimized. After handling any material, wash thoroughly with soap and water.
As conclusion, safe storage, labeling, and good handling of hazardous chemicals contribute to safety and health of worker, community, and environment. Thank you for your attention.